Alright, today we're in the shop. We're gonna make a log mover. Because log movers are something I need. So we got all of our metal. We're gonna prep our metal. We're gonna get everything ready. We're gonna cut some holes in here to put some round to put the wheels on it. We're gonna prep everything, sand it down, and then we're gonna weld it all together. But first we're gonna prep everything. Preparation, weld. And remember, I'm not a professional welder. I just learned as I went along. Trial and error welder, yeah. Oops, that didn't work. Let's try it this way. That's the welder I am. So today we're gonna make in series, because this will take more than a day. This will probably take a couple of weeks. But I have logs that weigh 3,700 pounds. And my arms ain't that big. I wish they were. Just pick them up. I don't have a bobcat, forklift. So we're gonna make this so we can move the logs from the front to the wood miser by using our tractor to pull it along. We have some stock 3.5 by 3.5 square. I have some stock that I cut in half already for the bracing. That is 2 inches by 3.5 inches, 3 3/4 actually. And then on the floor here, you can't see, I have an I-beam that's 12 feet long. So what we need to do is in these bars, we need to put holes at the bottom so we can stick our rod in here and then have it so our wheel can sit here. So this way it's easier to move around, as you'll see as we're going along. But this is everything we need pretty much to make our frame. And then I have some winches. We're going to add some winches to it to electrically lift the log up, and then we can move it. And I'm going to make this so I can roll it right over the wood miser and set the log down on the wood miser. Because I don't know if you know this, but logs are heavy. Tree, white oak, 30 inches, 10 feet long, 4,000 pounds easy. So this has got to be a pretty stable piece of equipment. We're going to call it the Miser Kaiser 2.0 log mover. Works for me. I really don't have a name for it, but that's what we're going to call it. So we're going to start by prepping all of our metal. We're going to cut holes in these, and then we're going to get all of our metal sanded, ready, acetoned, ready for it to be welded. This way a nice clean metal welds better. I don't have a stick welder, all I have is a TIG welder. I shouldn't say all, because it's a pretty nice TIG welder. It does the job. At least I think it does. And we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna measure it, mark it all out, start cutting my holes, and get going. So let me show you what I'm gonna cut my holes on. We have a pretty nice shop. It's small, but it's alright. I really need a haircut. But this is our shop. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe not. That's what we're going to be cutting our holes on. It's a nice Bridgeport milling. So we'll cut our holes on that. Should go through like butter, at least I'm hoping. And we'll get our holes cut, and then we'll come right back. All right, let's get our stuff prepped. Alright, I have my first piece logged into the machine. Logged in. It's in there. It's gonna be where I need my holes. So we're just gonna turn this on and drill a couple holes. Takes a little while, but we'll get it done. Now all we need to do is 7 more. We'll get this going. And now you see in this part, this is a nice old machine made right here in America. Bridgeport, really old. I got a 7-inch riser on it, so I can do a lot of different stuff. And it's nice because the riser, your lower back doesn't hurt as much. So we got these, we're gonna cut all these, we're gonna get everything, and then we'll get back over there, and I'll be right back. All right. We cut all of our holes. I'll bring it up a little closer so you can see. Got a nice, all 4 legs got our holes in them. Came out really nice. Nice and uniform. So these will hold, these holes, we're gonna weld the bolt coming through, which will hold the tire on. So when we roll it, it'll be nice and secure in this tube steel we got here. Which is, this is a really good heavy gauge. It's probably 3/8 thick. And then our other tube here is another 3/8 thick. So these are gonna go, we're gonna weld them right on top of this bar here. But we have a lot of prep to do before we can even start welding. Everything's gotta be clean. I gotta sand it. I'll show you some of that as we're doing it. And a lot of prep time. The more you prep something, the better your weld comes out. That's what I found out, at least. If you do a dirty piece of metal, it welds, but not very good. You know, we want a strong weld on these. And again, I'm not a professional welder. I'm a put-in-your-garage welder. It's always fun. Experience, that's how you learn. Do something, mess it up, do it again. Like Underdog used to say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Which I've done a lot of trying again. I'm an electrician by trade, but I can pretty much rebuild motors, do a lot of stuff for being an electrician. I mean, I have a nice shop. I have 1963 table saw. I have dust collectors, joiners, sanders, everything you need to run a wood shop, and everything you need to run a metal shop. This side I have is my wood part. The other side I have is my metal. As you can see, you can see right here, all that's all metal. I mean, I have a lot of shelves for all kinds of other stuff, projects that I make, you know, practicing welding copper to stainless steel. Whoa, that is fun. But I like to do stuff. I am an electrician by trade. I have a 9-to-5 job. Actually, it's like 6:30 to, 3 o'clock. And I do this for a little extra cash instead of doing electrical side jobs, which I used to do. But get bored doing the same thing. Do it during the week for a living, then do it on the weekend. It just gets boring. It pays well, but I like doing something I like. So I'll get this all prepped up and then I'll come back to you. Alright, we got all our stuff set up. We got our safety stuff. You want to be safe. I like wearing gloves, my grinder. I even put on this baseball hat so my hair don't catch on fire. Safety glasses so we keep our eyes, which are dirty. So we'll give them a little clean up. Get the dust off them. A respirator, because we don't want to breathe this metal. It's not good for you. Did this all backwards. Should put this on first. Start over. Alright. I'm going to clean this metal up so we can weld it. Alright, I'm gonna put the camera in time-lapse mode. This way, you don't have to watch all this boring stuff. Alright, we grinded all of our spots where we're going to actually weld to. Like I said, I'm self-taught. I'm not sure what clean metal. I know when you weld to clean, you clean it. And before I actually start welding, I'll wipe this down good with acetone to get it really grease-free, so it's really a good bond. Like I said, I'm not sure why you want to get all the dirt off it when you're welding, but I do know your welds come out a lot better if you clean it really good. I think it's something to do with the impurities, and I'm sure there's somebody out there. Leave a comment below so other people might know. This way when they're welding they can figure out why. But I know from trial and error, when I clean it real good, I get a strong, tight, forever lasting weld. Alright, so we got our areas clean. I cleaned the wrong side. This is the tire side. Oops, more cleaning. But this is the ideal. We're gonna put these bad boys up here. Just like this. We're going to put a nice weld around here. So this becomes one piece of metal. And like I said, I only have a TIG welder. I wish I had a stick welder. It would be so much easier to get in here, just and burn it in. And with a stick welder, you don't have to clean it as much. It's not as, like a TIG is very, the gas, everything has to be clean, or else when the gas and the heat hits it, it gets, but a stick welder, if I had a stick welder, I just do it dirty. I just take it in there, give me a stick, and I'd be done. But I don't have one, so TIG it is. But since I messed up and I didn't mess up, I still had to clean this side because I'm gonna have a rod coming out of here that I can still weld that. So I need to clean this side because this is the side that's actually gonna be down, because my holes will be at the bottom. So I'm gonna do a little more cleaning and I'll come back. Alright, cleaned up the other side part. I noticed they welded in here before. I didn't really notice that when I was cutting them. So maybe you can see that where it old weld. So I try to clean that out as best so nothing will fall into it as I'm welding. Now this is the way they're gonna go. So that's how we're going to weld them. Then our tires will sit here. Nice big tire right here. But we have to make sure this is nice and tight. So we got some angle brackets that I'm going to put in here. Little angle brackets that just go across to hold stability on the leg. So if the log decides to wiggle woggle. So we're going to have these in here. And then the connector too will have a piece going across. But you'll see that in future videos. Today we're just going to get basic and we're going to get our, I guess, U's made. We're going to get this part made up. This way we can set it to the side, spray paint them, get them all cleaned up. Of course I got to put this bolt that comes out about this far to hold the wheel on. So cleaning this wasn't bad. Got to do it anyway, so. Now we're gonna lay it out. I'm gonna mark up everything get everything set perfectly, clamp it down, get the welder set up, and we'll go from there. I think I'm gonna call this the Kaiser Miser Log Mover 2.0, because we're gonna make it so in the future we can use it for other stuff too. So not just a log mover, we'll be able to be board mover, a table. I would like to make a lathe on top of it so we can spin logs to get nice round cylinders to make stuff. So it'll be a multi-purpose Kaiser Miser. And if any of my friends are watching this, they're laughing right now, because as I grew up, all my friends always called me Miser Kaiser. And when I seen the wood miser, I had to buy it just because of that. I mean, it might sound weird, but to like all my friends, like Joe down in Florida, he's gonna laugh when he sees this. He's gonna go, yep, that's Kaiser Miser. All right, we'll be back after we get everything set up. All right, today I have a pretty much machine shop in my garage. It's not a garage because I never park cars in there. Why? Because I got all these machines. This side is a machine shop, which I need to make 4 of these. I already made 3 of them. These are gonna hold my wheels for the log miser. So, let me show you what I do. Gloves, safety glasses, always. You see that? I'm gonna zoom in on the part a little so you can see me actually making it. You won't see me too much, but you don't really need to see me. Alright, so we have a piece of stock metal, which, if you remember when I drilled my holes, they're 1 1/8 inch. This is 1 1/8 inch bar. So now my tires are only 1 inch. So I need to run this down and make it a 1 inch shank with 1 1/8 inch shank. So we use this beautiful machine, the lathe. So we're gonna start this up. I got a pencil mark on here. Dark spot is do not go. We just cut the metal off. This machine makes it so easy. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but watch that metal fly off. That's what's nice about having machine shop and a wood shop. I don't know if you can see these chips flying off there. Cuts it through like ice. Almost like butter. I still don't really have a name for it. Kaiser, Miser, Log, Walder. Maybe I'll call it the Log Shaw. And this is all to make a one-man shop operation easier. Because I really can't move the logs because they're very heavy. You see those pieces of metal bouncing off of there? It's just cutting it off. We're going to make it small enough so it'll fit in the wheels that we have. I only need to take an 1/8 inch off, so off the metal. Without this machine, you're pretty much not doing it. Now we're going to take our little trusty gauge, see if you can see that. It'll tell us how close we are. I must have moved it. Alright, since I already made 3 of them, so we're still a little bit big. A little small in the front, perfect right here. But we're a little tight in the back. Sometimes I get lazy and I don't set everything perfect. So we're going to turn it back on. We're going to run down to the bottom. And right about here, we're just going to give it an extra little extra more off the bottom. Remember, everything I do self-taught. I've never taken a lathe class. I've never taken a mill class, a welding class. I'm an electrician by trade. For electrical, I've taken classes. But for all this is just fun. Alright, this is the size we need it because I checked it on one that I already checked. So we're still a little tight at the bottom. So I'm going to put a pencil mark where it fits. So obviously my chuck head or my bed is just a little bit off center. No biggie. We'll just run this puppy back down and take a little more off. remember, these are thousands that I'm taking off. I'm not taking off a big amount at a time. Alright, we look pretty good. So we're going to wind this back a little. Take this out of the chuck. So here's what we made. I don't know if you can see that, but from right here, let's turn this back a little. So we pretty much have an 1 1/8 to fit in our frame, and then a 1 inch to fit into our tire hub. So this is where our tire is going to spin, and this is what's going to hold into the frame. And you'll see as it all gets progressed, and it goes, and it all comes together. So maybe you guys could help me out what I should name this thing. The Kaiser Miser Log Lifter, or the Logshaw Log Lifter 2.0. Help me out. I'm not good with names. I'm good with machining. I don't know why. Nobody's ever taught me. But I know how to do it. It's a curse. Hands. The hands know how to do stuff. The brain, not so much. Names, not so much. So we're going to try this. We're going to go check it in. And for now, this part hopefully will be done. Then we'll weld it into our frame that we've been welding on all week. I had to go buy more argon gas because I ran out of argon gas. So then we'll weld these in. First we got to drill some holes in the end to make our carter pin go in, so our tire sits there so it can freely move. But this is what our tire is going to sit on. Alright. Let's move some stuff. Alright. I made 4 of these for 4 tires. So now what we gotta do is drill a pinhole for the carter pin to slip through, the washer, and then the tire will sit on here and it'll hold it while we pull our 3,700 pound logs around. So now what we need to do is get these ready to go on the Bridgeport. We'll get this all locked in, leveled out. And then remember, I'm going to take this over there. I'm going to get my marks for my holes. So I drill once, but I'll measure 2 or 3 times so I don't have to make another bar. Because making bars, it's not hard, but why make something that you don't need extra? Measure twice, cut once. It's a pretty good theory, something good to follow. But you can see, it's kind of darkened, so you can see this is 1 inch and this is 1 1/8. So we have a nice positive, so it'll hold into our main frame, and then this will hold our wheel nice and snug. Alright, I'm going to measure, and then I'll drill some holes. Alright, the last time I talked to you, we were having an idea of making a wood log mover. Since then, I've done a little welding, some hole drilling. This is what it looks like so far. Still got more welding to do. But so far, 1 tire on. Alright. All right. I hope you find this experience delightful. I don't know what else to say. But yeah, this is what we're gonna do our next. Excuse me. We're gonna drill the holes in our bar. And this machine's great. It doesn't only drill straight down holes, it'll drill it all the way angle if we wanted to. Old, nice old machine. I think it's a 1967. As you can tell, I have a lot of old machines. Why? Because they were born in America, United States. I don't know. They built them back then, they last forever. Go figure. Same with my lathe. It's old too. Not as old as me, which is a good thing, because I'm pretty damn old. But we got everything going here. As you can see, my garage is packed. There's no room for anything. Nothing. I mean, here's the wood side. It's packed. When I want to do something, I have to move something. Why? Because it's only a 2-car garage. No garage. It's really a half metal shop, half wood shop, which for now I'm turning the wood side into a metal side. You can see I made these. These are where those pipes go into these holes. The tires will sit right here. But I welded all my welds. I built 2 of these. They'll go 5 feet apart. Sorry if I'm going fast with my camera, but put some braces in, did all the welds. I like to grind my welds. I don't like to see that ripply. Here, I'll try to get a close-up of the weld. I don't know if you can see that. I'm not the best welder in the world, but it's efficient. So I made 2 of these. One's leaning up against the garage door. One's on the bench. So now what I gotta do, I'm gonna take, let's see if I can get a better angle here. I'm gonna take these holes and that pipe that I just made, I'm gonna put it through here, weld the back side, weld the front side, and then the tire will sit right here. And again, I think I'm gonna cut it and make a part 2, because this is gonna be pretty long as it is. If you have any questions, any comments, please leave them below. If you like this, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. It's all good. Or just watch it. If you find something interesting, if you think I'm an idiot, whatever, it don't matter. Give me a holler. I take criticism pretty well. Some would say not, but hey. But this is because I'm a one-man show and I need something to move the logs when they're on the back. Because just because you cut it in half, it still weighs 1,800 pounds. I mean, I know I got some guns, but not nearly enough to lift up that much weight. I mean, so this tool will help me out. There'll be 2 winches on it, and I'm gonna make a part 2, and we'll finish it up. Maybe even a part 3 when we paint it, make it look like the wood miser. But this is the log miser, carry it, because I gotta move my logs pretty far before I can cut them. So I hope you find this interesting. If not, give it a thumbs down. If so, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Bye-bye. Alright, I just want to add a little extra part in here. Alright, as you can see, these machines are old industrial machines that I bought from industrial people. They're all 3-phase. People told me, you can't run these in your house. You only have single phase. Well, they're wrong. You can do a lot of things when you're an electrician. And If you ever have a three-phase machine that you want to hook up into your garage and you can't really figure out how to do it, I'm going to show you. I'm going to zoom in on this little box right there in the wall. I don't know if you can see it, but that's a freak drive. And what it does, it controls voltage. It actually makes the third phase. So when I turn it on, you'll watch the numbers, they'll climb. It's making that third phase. So now you can even use this to control the speed of your machine. So if you wanted to run your machine at half speed, you turn the hertz from 60 to 30, and then you're running at half speed. But you can, no matter what people say, you really can use a three-phase machine. If you find an old machine shop going out of business and they're all three-phase machine, don't not buy it or take it or whatever. If it's free, however you get it, buy it, because that little box on the wall, you can buy a freak drive. Probably, I think that one was $250, but you can buy them even cheaper. Freak drives are something that are great. You can make a three-phase machine. Three-phase meaning there's three hots. In your house, you have 240 coming in, and you really can't run any machines on that are three-phase. So you buy that little freak drive, and it'll take the 240 and make the third leg, so you can run one of these nice antique Bridgeports or a nice antique metal lathe. I mean, and if you look, this, I'll try to get a close-up. This is an old Bridgeport. A lot of stuff was probably made with this. And I like it a lot because it's got this 7-inch riser, so when you're working, your back don't hurt. Without the riser, everything's down 7 inches lower. So I have this riser on there that lifts the whole machine up 7 inches higher. So your platform where your head is higher. So you don't have to bend over to be working. It hurts the back when you're old. All you old guys know what I'm talking about. So you buy a riser for your Bridgeport, you slap that puppy on there, and you get an extra 7 inches. Now, if you're a gearhead, I'm not really a gearhead, but I like to play with gears. I don't know if that makes sense. If you want to take your engine, you can mill your engine and make your pistons big enough to put it into the next piston size. But you really need to know what you're doing, because it's hard. You have to be dead center all the time. You cannot mess up 30 seconds, it's fried. These machines go by millions. So I hope you find this experience, or I hope you find this useful. If you do, give it a thumbs up. Or if you don't, give it a thumbs down. Either one, they're good. And if you have any comments, if you got anything you want to say, let me know. I'd love to hear from you.